Good morning, Oklahoma. Welcome to Cow-Calf Corner on Sun Up. Our topic this week is going to be on supplementing cows that are grazing dormant pastures or dormant warm season grass. And there's a huge variety of feedstuffs that can work in the diets of beef cattle and in beef production. We look at what's going on right now. On September 30th of this year, there's going to be about 3 million acres on a national basis that's been enrolled in the Conservation Reserve Program that's going to come out of contract. Of the different options that we have for that pasture or land, one of them is to return it to grazing, and it would be native grass plants that were established at the beginning of that CRP contract that we'd have available to us as a forage resource. And in other cases, just native range that we have grown this year and set aside that once it goes dormant later on this fall, we could use to graze cows. So when we think about these type of grasses, we typically get into a situation where some supplementation is going to be necessary to us. There's basically a 4-step process that we go through. Step number 1, let's take a look at those cows, figure out what stage of production they're at, and figure out what their nutritional requirements are at this present stage. Second step is to actually look at that forage that we've got available to us and come up with the best estimate we can of what kind of nutrition that's going to provide to a cow. That's going to involve several things. One, how much of it is a cow going to eat? And this is influenced by things like just the quality of that available forage. If it's a better quality, green, lush growing grass, she's going to want to eat more of it each day than if we're talking about dormant native grass pasture or corn stalks or straw or something like that, where intake's going to be less. Second part of that equation is what nutrition is available in that forage. And so by looking at those two things together, how much of it is she going to eat and what is the nutrient content of that forage out there, we can gauge what her daily intake is going to be. Third thing we take a look at is just the addition or the subtraction of one versus the other. If we know what the cow needs to consume and we've got a good idea what that forage is going to provide, if there's a difference, we're going to need to make supplementation. If we figure that that cow is actually meeting her nutritional requirements from that available forage, no supplementation is actually necessary. Fourth step of this process is now to actually look at feedstuff alternatives and what we may want to supplement with in order to meet those protein, energy, and possible vitamin and mineral requirements there. So the nice thing about this is we've got some resources available through OSU. We've got our calculator program where you can plug your cow size, her stage of production, what kind of standing forage you're looking at actually is. We basically want to prioritize supplementing that cow according to protein, according to energy secondary to that. Why do we prioritize protein over energy? We got ample studies that show that given adequate protein supplementation, cattle can utilize a lower quality type of forage and actually meet their energy requirements out of it along the way as well. So let's think about crude protein number 1, meeting energy requirements. Secondary to that, vitamin and mineral supplementation as the final thing that we take into consideration when we're looking at supplementing cows grazing dormant native prairie plants. Thanks for joining us this week on Cow-Calf Corner.